Hello, and welcome to the Fringe RX podcast. I'm Anna Strong, and I'm on a mission to find a cure for autoimmune. We talk education, healing, support, do's, don'ts, wins, and losses, all to improve our quality of life. So we're welcoming today our lovely guest and introducing to you to a condition called fibromyalgia, which is a fairly new diagnosis that is sweeping the autoimmune community. What's new in autoimmune? Fibromyalgia. Let's welcome our guest, Mia Mora. Come on, Mia, come on down.
Hi.
Hi, how you doing?
Everybody? I'm doing good. How are you?
We're okay. I've got my blankie. It's very cold here. It's very cold here, so I'm all sweatered up. I got my blankie. I'm good. Where are you at right now? I mean, I know you're at home, right? But what state are you in?
Colorado.
Colorado, the state where it all broke open with the marijuana. Actually, isn't it magic mushrooms are legal there, aren't they?
They are, yeah. Up in Denver.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Now, are you using any of these for like an alternative medicine?
I am actually, yeah. I use medical marijuana daily in several different forms, and it's really the only way I can function throughout the day because the pills don't really do too much but knock the edge off.
It's so funny, like if I had teenage boys and if they would have told me that, I'm going like, come on, you can't function without pot during the day. What are you doing?
No, I know. Trying to fight the pain. It really is just.
Yeah, well, it is. It's a newly recognized condition, fibromyalgia, and basically it's where you kind of hurt all over. Is that correct?
Oh yeah, head to toe. There's times my eyelashes hurt. It's that bad.
That bad. It's like all the way down to your eyelashes. Wow.
Oh yeah.
And now, how long have you been diagnosed with this condition?
Just diagnosed last year.
Okay. Were you suffering from autoimmune before that?
I was, yeah. Pretty much since childhood and before.
How old did you know?
I think probably when I was about 8 or 9, I knew something was up. My emotions are definitely connected to my health. So I get upset, bam, I get sick. I'll get an upset stomach. I'll start having my heart will start racing, and I'll just get cold, clammy, and feel miserable. So
what happened at 8 years old? What did your parents do? I mean, did they take you to the doctor and say, like, what's going on here? And
yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I'm a kid. I probably have a virus. I've heard it all. I've heard it's in my head. I'm making it up. I'm not even sick. Oh yeah. Yeah, that's heard by a lot of people in the autoimmune when they're pre-diagnosis. Sometimes they go on for years and years hearing that, oh, that's fine, just drink some coffee, you'll have more energy, and or it's age related, or it's in your head, and which is horrible. But when did you get diagnosed, and what were you diagnosed with? Last year. I'm not so good with dates. My memory is just kind of
so from 8 years old till how old are you now?
31.
31. So you went for that long before somebody actually did the right blood tests for you?
Oh yeah.
Oh wow. See, this is why it's so important for this show to get out, is because, people have got to be able to walk into their doctors and say, I need an antibody test. I need a blood test that does ANA screening. I might have an autoimmune, because a lot of doctors are not even familiar with it. It drives me crazy. And diagnosis, how did you feel when you got the diagnosis? Were you angry? Were you sad? Were you happy that somebody finally, could tell you what was going on? What was your reaction?
Actually, it was a complete mix of all of that.
Oh, really?
I kind of just looked at my husband and I was like, what really. I mean, we finally have an answer. That's awesome. We've been looking for an answer. But oh my gosh, really? Fibro, that's my answer.
Yeah. I mean, there's over 100 different autoimmune diseases out there, and sometimes I feel like they're just throwing another one at them. But if we could, really, if there's that many diseases that are hooked with the immune system, let's fix the immune system and cure 100 diseases,
Right. Right.
So, so you're using marijuana. What form are you doing? Are you doing it by yourself, or is it subscribed by your doctor?
It is subscribed, and all of my doctors do approve, although that took a little bit of work. But I was able to finally get them to see that I do function better than I would with pills, because I can't take any of the harsh, like opiates or anything like that. So with marijuana, I'll do herbal or tinctures. That's like a oil that you put under your tongue, and it works a lot faster.
Yeah, I've done
it usually
that.
has higher CBD. Yeah. See, so
What's the difference between the CBD and the THC? I mean, what effect does that have differently with you?
Pain relief. CBD you have naturally in your body, but when you add a little bit of THC to it, it opens up your pores basically inside so that you can absorb more.
Okay.
But the CBD is more for pain. It's more for your body. It's more for just kind of getting you calmed down, as to where the THC is a little more for the high.
So are there days that you wake up and you have no symptoms, or is it every day that you have to deal with, chronic pain?
It's every day of my life. Yeah.
So how do you deal with that? I mean, can you give us an idea of what a typical day is like for you?
Yeah. It's usually a pretty rough night of sleep. Wake up a lot, hard to go back to sleep, can't get comfortable. I wake up anywhere between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m. every morning, because my body just won't let me sleep.
Well, that would make me hurt all over.
Right. So it's instantly into a bathtub with Epsom salts, because otherwise my body is just screaming at me. So my husband will usually help me out of the tub. I'll get dressed. We'll start the morning. I'll have a little bit of coffee while I'm kind of sprawled out on the couch. Lately, I've added an ice pack to the back of my neck. That's for the Chiari malformation, but that helps. I have, on a typical week, I'll have at least 2 doctor's appointments. If it's a day that I do have a doctor's appointment, I'll lay down and rest as much as I can before I go, just because I am so worn out from the littlest things. It makes the bigger things harder.
Do you cook? I mean, are you on a special diet that helps you at all?
Yeah, I'm actually on a pretty rare and different diet, only because after I had my large intestine removed, my body decided it was just kind of reject a whole lot of things. So I'm kind of on a low FODMAP diet mixed with vegan, mixed with, I have no idea what. But so I do no gluten, no milk, no soy, no preservatives, no eggs, less sugar, no fiber, no berries, fruits, and no spicy stuff.
Wow. Does that make it very difficult for you to go to a restaurant or to? Yeah.
Yeah. We've gotten pretty good at it, though. We have a couple places that I can generally go and get something. I'll have to, special order. I know the chefs hate me because I'm that one that I need like.
That's how I feel. I have to do the same thing. Yeah, when you have to say, "Oh my God, I'm one of those people." I can't have this. I can't have that. But if you tell them it's medical, and you never know what's really going on back in the kitchen, so you're hoping that they use the right kind of oil. So it's difficult, and I think we have to actually educate our restaurants so that they
Yeah.
They know that there's certain menu items that should be featured on a daily basis that we could just go in and not have to ask people for so much special treatment, and whether their dog's a rescue or one of those
Right.
people.
Right.
But
they need to understand it's not a trend. This is serious. Like, it can send us to the hospital if you give us the wrong food. It's
Exactly.
not just something we want to do.
So do you have a suspicion of how this happened with you? You've watched it grow since 8 years old. So how did it progress? I mean, for just having to have your intestines taken out, you think somebody would say, like, there's something serious going on here.
Well, and that's when everybody started to kind of look around like, oh gosh, what's going on? Because I did start to go down worse after that. So I was born a crack baby. I had a bunch of drugs in my system. And so that automatically lowers your immune system, right? It sets you up to be possibly more susceptible to stuff.
Sorry that you had to go through that.
Oh gosh, it was just a whole mess. So we found out that I had a rare disease called colonic inertia. That's what caused me to have my large intestine removed. So then after that, it was right, colonic inertia.
Colonic inertia.
Like, yep.
Okay, I'll have to look that one up. What does that mean?
Yeah, it's a fun one. My large intestine was paralyzed.
Okay.
It wouldn't move, it wouldn't absorb, it wouldn't do anything.
So you couldn't like absorb nutrition, and you couldn't like evacuate the proper way. So it would be
for
like
months.
Okay.
For months at a time. Yeah.
Okay. For being all that you've been through, you look fabulous, and that's all that matters.
Thank you. Thank you. Absolutely. I try.
And what are you doing as far as I know? I found you online, and you're out there social networking and trying to help other. And God bless you coming on to spread awareness about fibromyalgia, which a lot of people, they don't understand. People and it's a real condition. That you do. You're in pain all over, and it's. I don't know.
Devastating.
Is it a progression of autoimmune conditions that they're escalating? What do you think?
For me, yeah. Definitely. We found out one diagnosis after another recently, and the most recent is that I have a brain malformation, and that's connected to my fibromyalgia along with possibly some of the other conditions I have.
Now, okay, so you've been through all this traumatic, experiences in your life, even before, you were born, and our cells, absorb everything that we see, feel, touch every day. And I do think that has something to do with the ability of our immune system to deal with things on a regular basis. Have you looked into stem cell therapy at all?
No, I haven't. I've heard a lot about it, but I haven't actually looked into it.
All right, do me a favor, start looking into it. I do think it's a game changer as far as autoimmune is concerned, about reprogramming our system. I've watched people be cured. I mean, muscular sclerosis, which is a autoimmune disease my cousin had. He got stem cell therapy, not in this country because, we're way behind and we have to push for research. He got it in Russia. But he got it back in 2015, and he is still cured today. And this is 2021. And
that's amazing.
We need to push for this because people like you deserve to have a life. And and with a chronic disease, we're giving this. There's no cure. It's just going to get progressively worse. We're going to give you these pharmaceuticals. It's going to slow it down, but it's still going to happen.
Not stop it.
No. No.
Yeah.
So we have to push for this, and but in the meantime, you know, we do have the gummy bears, which is nice.
That's
is there
right. That's
is there anything else that you do? Because like
actually, meditation every morning is the first thing I do, just to get my head right, just to be able to kind of breathe and say, okay, we're gonna get through this day. We're gonna breathe. We're gonna be nice to ourselves, and we're gonna kick butt as much as we can.
so that's positive attitude. That's the meditation.
Right.
That's the, you know, you're doing all the right stuff. I'm
Right.
hoping that you have a really good support system. You do, don't you?
Amazing. I do, yeah.
You have your husband.
My husband is my biggest supporter. He goes above and beyond for me daily, and you're getting me all teared up now. Sorry.
Is it possible for you to work?
No.
No. Okay, you're on disability. Well,
Working on it, yeah.
You work in what?
Working on it. I have one through the state. I'm working on my SSDI.
Oh, congratulations. Congratulations. Well, I want to thank you very much for being a part of the show and spreading awareness, especially about, you know, the alternative ways that you're handling your situation. I'm very sorry that you have to be in pain every day, and I want everyone to know that there's so many people like Mia out there that are suffering from an autoimmune condition, and we need to be supportive, and we need to be sympathetic, and we need to find a cure today.
Absolutely.
All right.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me.
Bye-bye. If you have symptoms that you're not really quite sure about, if you have somebody who you're taking care of that you're not really sure about, get them to a doctor, run some blood tests, find out what's going on now so that you can do the proper steps to slow it down until we have a cure.